absolutely no way was I going to like The Fast and the Furious. This was not my kind of film. Absolutely not my kind of film. It has taken me 21 years to watch it. I have had no interest in the franchise. I have not seen any of the others. But I have been meaning to watch this, and finally it appeared on Amazon Prime. And I thought, what do I have to lose? Maybe 2 hours of my life. But aside from that, I have to eat my words. While I still stand by the fact that it's not my kind of film, I don't care about fast cars and, illegal street racing and guns. This is an incredible film. From a technical and narrative perspective, it is fantastic. And I was hooked into this so much more than I thought, so much more quickly than I thought. And I'm kind of pretty gobsmacked by that. The narrative is so much more intricate than I expected. And the character development in this is so beautiful. I was rooting for what I consider, well, not the bad guys, not the bad guys, but, still the gun wielders, the fast racers. To me, they are bad guys. And yet I was rooting for them and I wanted the best for them. And I'm so surprised by that. So the narrative itself is, on the one hand, pretty straightforward. I'll read the description from IMDb, and this says, LA police officer Brian O'Connor must decide where his loyalty really lies when he becomes enamored with the street racing world that he has been sent undercover to destroy. Now, I kind of wish they'd kept that undercover cop thing a secret a little bit longer. Maybe with that in mind, I shouldn't have told you that, but I feel like they could have kept that a secret for just a bit longer to make it more of a reveal. But it didn't really hinder my enjoyment of that. So Brian O'Connor, played by Paul Walker, goes undercover. He takes part in this street racing, and there he meets a character called Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel. Fantastic performance from Vin Diesel. I suppose I'm stating the obvious. And when he's there, he becomes embroiled in this world, and there are some dodgy things going on. Obviously, he is undercover. He has to explore a lot of these dodgy things, and he does so while hanging out with, quote unquote, I don't know why I'm quoting, that's not quoting anybody, that's my words, hanging out with Dominic. And as he spends more time with him, he learns more about Dominic and his family and the other people he spends time with, and he realizes that these guys who are up to dodgy things might actually have human sides to them. And it's kind of showing the human aspect of criminals, because when we think of criminals or people who are involved in gangs or who own weapons and use them in terrible ways, or even who do street racing, which is not allowed, they are humans. They have backstories, they have emotions, they have things that drive them. And ironically, and Brian begins to find out these things about Dominic and the others, and he realizes that maybe this undercover thing isn't working the way he thought. I won't say what happens, or if anybody's arrested, or if anybody's caught, or if... I won't say anymore, but I was really, really moved by the narrative, by the character of Dominic, and I'm genuinely surprised at myself for that, because I didn't expect to be. Above all, my favourite... Well, I'd say Dominic is my favourite character. But after him, Jesse, Chad Lindberg, absolutely love Jesse, the character. There was something about him that drew me in straight away. And there was something he said, I can't remember the quote exactly, but it was something about how engines calm him. And I've never thought of something that's, engines are fundamentally dirty, greasy, heavy, clunky. You don't think of them as a calming presence, except for maybe when you put a baby in a car. You turn the car engine on and the vibrations soothe the child to sleep. I guess it's kind of the same concept, where being absorbed in the engine, in fixing the engine, building the engine, researching engines, whatever, being lost in his passion calms his mind from the outside world. And it made me kind of look at that aspect of it in a different way. And I think this really, really opens up your thoughts to interpreting things in ways that you perhaps never had done so before. And that's the reason why I was so impressed with this film, because I went in with the knowledge that I don't care about gun films. I don't care about fast cars. I don't care about gangs or rivalry or, owing people things as a debt to their life. I don't care. I don't care about films like that as a rule. There are, of course, exceptions. And what this did kind of said to me, look, I know you don't like this kind of character, but we're going to tell you why you need to look at this character in a different way. And in a way, although this film is definitely for people who like those kind of things, I feel like it's also half made for people like me who don't really like films about those kinds of people or that kind of lifestyle, because it's forced me to question my own perceptions. And I think it's done it exceptionally well. Obviously, special effects are amazing, directing is amazing, camera work incredible, the acting's fantastic, yada yada. It's not my favourite film. It's not like it suddenly just transformed my mind and my opinion on the genre of action. But I'm genuinely amazed by it. And I will watch the second one. Not immediately. I'm going to let the dust settle with this one. But I will watch it. If you haven't seen this for the same reasons I hadn't, put that prejudice aside and give it a go. It took me, technically 21 years to do that. So glad I finally did. The Fast and the Furious is not my kind of film. And yet it is. It's amazing. I actually can't fault it.